Scars of Honor is a new and upcoming MMORPG that's quickly catching the hearts of much of the MMO community. The reason is because it promises to deliver on a handful of unique systems and overall progression paths while also scratching the itch of everything you want in a good MMO. In today's video, we're not going to be covering all of these different systems and what the game has to offer, but we will be focusing more so on the unique Scar system that this game does have to offer. Before jumping into that, friendly reminder, if you enjoy Scars of Honor or just want to follow along, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, let's jump into it. So what exactly is the Scar system? Instead of traditional MMOs where progression is basically where you can just stack level-based attributes or just get better gear and call it a day, Scars of Honor actually introduces a permanent character modification known as scars. These are not just like visual scars in your character, we're talking about things that will actually impact your gameplay. We're talking about stat boosts, we're talking about adjustments to certain skills and abilities, and we're basically talking about things that will customize your build based on how you want to play your character. Every scar in this game represents something unique that essentially your character has gone through and or accomplished. So think about it as certain milestones when it comes to hitting certain levels as you progress your character, or by accomplishing certain missions or tasks like destroying certain elite mobs or certain bosses within dungeons. All of these are just different examples of what you can do to obtain a different type of scar. This is a nice visual to give you a better idea of some of the different scars that are offered through this system. So for example, you've got the Savage Tempest, which calls out that when you hit below 20% health, you obtain a 200 barrier, and that has a 30-second cooldown. So that right there is an example of something that actually impacts your gameplay while in combat on the battlefield. You also have things like the item all the way to the far right, this scar right here, the Etherflare Distortion, that increases all of your stats by 5 when you're below 50% health. So depending on what you want to go for, right, you could get a bit of a defensive and DPS boost, or you can get that nice kind of friendly cushion through that barrier based on which scar you select. If you do not like these scars that are being offered, you can always re-roll for a cost and get some other options in regards to different scars that you can select from. Again, it's going to basically be another version of how you can adjust and just evolve your character outside of the typical gear or skill trees and things like that. One of my favorite things about the scar system is the fact that even if some people copy and paste your skill tree to be exactly the same as yours, that doesn't mean that your overall gameplay experience is going to be the same, because there's that second layer of the scar system that'll adjust your overall damage output, your health, your just defenses across the board, and a handful of other really important things that will impact your overall gameplay and experience. So again, this scar system is kind of like that secondary level to really define your build to be exactly the way you want it based on the way you want to play that class. So again, it is important to call out too that Scars of Honor is still very early in development. They're going through play tests and it's not officially launched yet. So some of these things may change over time, but this does do what I believe is a pretty good idea of a brief explanation of how the scar system works and looks in Scars of Honor. If you enjoyed the video and made it this far, then again, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Only about 95% of you guys who are watching these videos are actually hitting subscribe. So again, if you guys enjoyed the video or if you've seen one of my previous ones, then help me out, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments below on what you want to learn next when it comes to this new and upcoming game. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys later.